Hello, lads and ladies. Welcome back for another podcast on the channel. These two fine, good-looking models of specimens that cover League One
Specimens.
aren't what you know. They've changed a little bit. The last show of the season brings out different people. In 3, in 2, in 1. Fancy dress so good. Hello, lads and ladies. How are we? It comes up like this. It comes up the airline. How are we doing? Hello, lads and ladies. Welcome back for another show. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hope you're doing well. Yeah. Hello, Jake.
Hello, mate. I've got people laughing. A lot of people laughing. Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Brilliant, mate. I can't wait to give my serious opinion on Stockport making the playoffs while looking like Mario Kart without the mustache because I can't grow facial hair properly. Lincoln City need to do this in possession while looking like Mario. So, brilliant. How are we, chat? Hello, Scott. Sadly, the end of the season, but thanks and happy and Jake for giving me something to look forward to every week. We've got some content coming. We've still got content coming till the end of May. We've still got content coming to the end of May. Good evening, our season finished. Rest for next season as well. Absolutely, Sue. Absolutely. Good evening. Hello, Chris. You okay? Thank you for joining. Hello.
Nappers,
Hello.
can you say something in can you try Mario's accent?
I've never watched Mario.
Have you never heard Mario? He goes, "It's a me, a Mario." You ever heard that?
It's a me, a Mario.
Yeah, can you do that? It's a me, nap dog.
It's a me, a nap dog. It's a me, Ben Nippers. I tell you what, chat. If you're expecting, one thing I'll say, chat. If you're expecting like fireworks of analysis tonight, you've come to the wrong show.
We're not prepared.
I'm prepared a little bit, but it kind of feels like the last day of school where I'm not suited. So you might just get a few more, Anyway, hello, David. How are we? Yes, we are all lads and ladies. Yeah, we are all lads and ladies. Hello.
And everything in between. We don't discriminate, do we?
Yes, Ben? Exactly. Right. Before we start, how was your weekend, Jake?
How was my weekend? Well, I'm sat in an 80s disco with a headband and some aviators. My weekend has not perhaps taken the turn which I thought it was going to. But yes, no, I'm okay, mate. Thank you. I've had a lovely weekend so far. Even better, I always enjoy our bank holiday shows, Ben, because it means that we are not at work tomorrow, so I can just chill out. Are you at work tomorrow?
Yes.
Unlucky.
I get Friday off. Oh, I'm off Friday.
So yeah, no, all good. Bit of a shame the season's over, but as you know, Ben, I wasn't really enjoying it massively anyway. So I'm glad the season's over. But yeah, just chilling. Richard, I'm meant to be Gary Glitter. That's who I've come as. That's my character. So I got to Stockport. I'm sure if you've seen the Lincoln City socials over the last week, you would have seen me dressed as Gary Glitter at the away days with Lep, who went as Ali G, and a kid in the stand. Not in the stand, in the food bit. It said, "Are you? Who are you, Gary Glitter?" So I just ran with it, and I told him to bend over, and he said I was 16, and I thought,
great age.
Yeah, I'm getting done for it. So yes, I hope you're all well.
Anyway, yeah, do you know who Gary Glitter is?
Yes, he was a
right. Okay. Yeah, my
it was
weekend.
a file cabinet.
My weekend, Jake. Thanks for asking. By the way,
Sorry, Ben. Ben, how was your weekend, Ben?
top dollar, mate. Lost in the last minute. Bradford didn't play well. The goal was offside, and
Here we go. You
But-
sound like
but-
me when we went to Birmingham.
But I was quite happy when it went in because it meant that I got to see the scenes. So it was quite good, to be fair. My voice nearly was wrecked before the game. Brilliant to be in the away end. Brilliant to have a few drinks, have time with my friends. And yeah, top quality day. Starswich scoring a goal for Bradford City. So in
Oh my God! Look at Ben making it all about Fleetwood.
Against Burton in the League Two playoff final.
David, you said he would do this.
Managed by Graham Alexander.
You're bang
11 years on, he's doing the same thing. So just saying.
Get over yourself. Get over yourself.
Thanks.
Thanks, Shane.
Thanks, Shane, mate. Thanks, mate. I'm just using every excuse, Jack. He's offside.
Soft penalty.
Off. Goals don't count past the 90th minute as well. That's another thing. There should never have been 6 added on. What another excuse I can get that it's not logical? He was on the pitch as well. He shouldn't have been on the pitch. Yeah, there's a tick. Come on now. Right. Huddersfield, we'll start off with you. Now, I was on the train yesterday going to Bradford and I saw a few Leyton Orient fans and I saw the same fans on the way back, and Leyton Orient have won each of their last 6 league games. Jake was often saying, have they timed their run too early when they won 9 out of 11? Following that, they lost to Stockport, then won 3 on the spin. So they won 12 out of a possible 12 out of a possible 15, which was an unbelievable run. Then lost 3 on the spin. Sorry, then lost 5 on the spin. Then won 2 on the spin, then drew 1 and lost 1. And now they've won 6 on the bounce. They've won 8 of the last 10 to get into the playoffs on the last day. They didn't need to because Reading lost anyway, but they had to be sure, scoring 4 goals away from home. Richie Wellens, gradual improvement. I know for a fact I put them, I think, 15th this season in my predictions, and they were by far, they've accelerated all that. They're in the League One relegation zone, I think, after about 15 games of the season as well. To win 24 matches, to have a striker on 21 goals. You've had Donnelly, Galbraith, Curry, Kelman. Just as a few shone out this year, it's an unbelievable opportunity to go to Stockport, who probably the 2 most informed teams at the moment in the division is Leyton Orient and Stockport, and Charlton aren't far behind as well.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Ben, I'm absolutely up the creek here because I've not watched any highlights this afternoon. I've been preoccupied with chores and filming for you, as you well know. But
by the way, Bo, I took up 24 minutes of his time today. 24 minutes.
I'm busy, man.
I've got a massive head, and this is absolutely not doing me any favours.
It suits you, mate. Yeah, if you ever, I'll tell you what, you're forfeit because you've lost the predictions. When we go out for an Italian in Lincoln, we might go to Gino's, and you can wear that. What do we think, chat? What do we think? Do we think we take nappers for dinner looking like Mario?
Members only content.
Members only content. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Yes, 4-1. Well done to Leyton Orient. Massive congratulations to Palmex and the rest of the gang. Yesterday they were outstanding. Going forward, they were electric, like they have been so often under Richie Wellens. Dan Adji has come back from his injury and made a real big impact, taking the pressure off Charlie Kelman certainly yesterday to produce the goods. Jamie Donnelly and Ethan Galbraith popping up with more assists. Abdullahi, he's been a decent signing since coming in from Swansea. So, yeah, look, a fantastic win. They've gone into the playoffs in the best possible way, beating both Wycombe and Huddersfield. You know, I know a lot of lads who are Orient fans that were dreading perhaps those last 2 games of the season, but they've won both of them and they've fired themselves into the playoffs. A fantastic performance, a fantastic win, a great achievement for a club like Leyton Orient to finish in the top 6, given the budgets of them and also the teams all around them in the table. You know, you're talking about Bolton, Huddersfield, who they've gone at themselves. Don't be a fool, Ben. Huddersfield spent like a lot of money in January, and Leyton Orient finished like nearly 20 points in front of them. That is some achievement, and they're coming up against a Stockport team who they've already beaten at Edgeley Park once this season, I believe, also by the score of 4-1, like they won yesterday. Yes, they lost at Brisbane Road to them, but they'll be backing themselves. Richie Wellens is a confident young manager. He will absolutely back himself and his team to get to the playoff final. And I think every club who are similar size to Leyton Orient or have a similar budget, I'm talking your likes of Exeter, probably. I'm talking your likes of Stevenage, your likes of Lincoln, other clubs that, the likes of maybe Barnsley or whoever it is, will be looking at Leyton Orient and going, that's it, that's the blueprint. I'm not doing that, Scott, but thanks for
Come on.
I won the predictions. Why should I be punished?
I'll tell you what. If I did it, obviously, how many likes on this stream?
No chance.
300
I'm
likes.
not. I live in Lincoln.
Tell you what.
I live in Lincoln, by the way.
400 likes.
No.
400 likes.
No chance.
Come on.
No.
400
600.
likes.
600.
500.
500.
We've never had a 500 on a live show.
Please don't like the video.
Can we do a fault?
Please don't like that. I'm not going
to
Luigi.
Because I'm not having you do something what someone's doing to you. Come on.
I've won the predictions. I shouldn't be punished.
Yeah, but
I've won the bet. I've won the bet.
Come on.
Anyway.
500 likes. 500 likes is always Luigi. Done now. Done.
Well,
come on with another forfeit for me.
We talk about Huddersfield, please.
Yeah.
Because, wow, what a disappointing season for Huddersfield. I had them in my top 2 at the start of the season. They've they got 64 points. They spent heavy on some big players. They brought in Joe Taylor, obviously they brought in Dion Charles. And they finished 10th. They've sacked a very good manager en route to doing so as well. If I'm Huddersfield, I mean, I know the director of football's gone now, and it looks like a fresh start, but I just feel like maybe they should have. I feel like they've messed it all up, mate. To be honest, they had this opportunity for a fresh start, and they've completely ruined it. They've now got a group of players who I don't think are going to be useful for any manager. Yeah, they've got the budget to back anyone that comes in. But if you're a manager right now, are you wanting to go to Huddersfield? Who wants to go to Huddersfield at the minute?
My big issue with it is I think that they sacked him after 33 games of the season, I think it was in the end, 33 games. And don't get me wrong, I think they took 11 points out of the last 11 games. They've lost the last 6. For me, I think that Josh is a big advocate. Josh talks, EFL. Hedges, yeah. That you can't not give foot managers not 6 months. For me, that you've got to give managers 2 years to get what they want to do. Huddersfield were a group that came down last season and deserved to come down. They were knocking on the door of the Premier League in that really good season, weren't they, under Carlos, Carvajal, and did really well. But since then, they've been on a downward trajectory, and I think they've got new owners in as well. So that had to be settled in. And when you change ownership, sometimes there's a rocky period. What there hasn't been at Fleetwood, there was at Burton. There's definitely been one at Huddersfield as well. And sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. Birmingham went down. Got relegated last year.
God, Huddersfield go down again. Could you imagine?
I'm not saying they're going to get relegated. I'm not saying they're going to get relegated again. I'm not saying that. I think the way past that. But I think Duff should have been given a 46-game season. If Duff now carried on to the end of the year and got those results, yeah, sack him.
But I think their players sacked it off when Michael Duff got sacked. I think the players.
I agree with you, but he went 16 games unbeaten, and then granted, I think they only won 2, then lost 5, drew 3, something like that, from memory. And I just don't get it. I don't get sacking him because yes, the football wasn't great. yes, the style wasn't great, and the style was winning, and then it stopped winning. But 33 games to give a manager, you'd hope that Huddersfield should have been up there with the budget they had, but you'd argue Wrexham and Birmingham were always better than them as well. So I think they'd have been in and around the playoffs if they kept off. I really do. And I think just because they kept off, I think they lost shape, organisation, any hope. They sat their season off in February, I think, when they sacked him. They genuinely did. And they lost 6 on the bounce. They've been poor, flat. They don't even look like winning. They look like no open game. Easy. You talk about flash cameras. They are the epitome of a flash camera at the moment in time. So easy to play against. And they've lost that never say die attitude with Huddersfield Town. And unfortunately, the players should take accountability, I think.
Absolutely. Don't disagree with you.
Sue, you make my Sunday night. Sue, you make my every night. Thank you so much for the donation as well.
Sue will know what I mean. Sue, you did not make my Sunday with our phone conversation earlier, but I very much appreciate it and very much appreciate you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sue. Thanks. And thank you very much, Shane, as always. You always come in with a donation. Shane.
Love you, Shane.
Make sure you get liking and subscribing. And a big thank you for 17,000 subscribers. Massive thank you. We were on 16,918 before kickoff yesterday. Thank you to Bradford City as well for that last minute goal.
Yeah, well done, Bradford.
Yeah, all the boys. We don't care.
Solid work.
Leyton Orient, brilliant. Great performance for them in the playoffs. Stockport over 2 legs. I fancy it. I fancy that to be one of the best games. I hope that both sides play out how they've done. Leyton Orient for the last 25 games. Stockport for the last 46 games. There's a blip in both sides. I think Leyton Orient got their first victory away at Stockport, didn't they, early in the season? In that 1-0. I think they won 1-0 at Leyton. Oh, no, was it 4-1?
4-1.
Yeah, they were 4-1. It was Reading they beat 1-0, I think. Reading they beat 1-0 away.
Maybe.
They beat someone, I think it was Reading.
Good teams go to Reading and win 1-0.
Yeah.
Sorry, Reading.
Or 2-1 last season. There's another tick for you, Dave.
Well, look at us, we're relevant because we were in League One last year.
We'll come to that in a minute. I've got something to say. I've got a very heartfelt message for the public. One team getting in means one team has to miss out, and that is Reading. We'll start off with them not getting into the playoffs. Reading have had a fantastic season this year. 46 games, 75 points. They won 3 of the previous 5. Unfortunately, fell short with a 4-2 defeat at home to Barnsley. But 75 points, 21 victories, only lost 13 times, scored 68 goals. Savage, Wing, Nibs, Tyler Binden, Pereira, Sam Smith played his part as well. So many players played their part this season for that football club. The supporters stuck by it when not a lot of clubs would. 20,000 in the crowd yesterday as well. The club could have gone bust at any given moment. And administration, we're days away. We could be thinking this time tomorrow, Reading won't be here. But I never once believed that would ever happen because I knew what Reading were about. It's an attractive football club to buy. And then about 10:30 yesterday, the news comes through that I think Rob Coig, purchased the football club. One thing I'll say about that is I'm delighted for the supporters of Reading, the staff, the players, how united they've been. The big pressure is now that comes. I don't think Reading have had a huge pressure on them all season. There's no pressure on them to get into the playoffs next year. There's going to be pressure on them now because now they've got an ownership sorted. Now that's on it. The pressure comes to the pitch. How do they deal with that? That's one thing I'll say, and hopefully they deal with it well. What I will say about Rob Coig, what he did at Wycombe was he built a club upwards. Wycombe are a much bigger and better club now, and in every aspect, they are well run, well sustained. And I think if you speak to Gareth Ainsworth, the players loved him. He'll look after the staff. I don't think he's going to be the richest. I don't think he's going to be the flashiest like your Wrexham owners or your Birmingham owners. But I think they're a bit like a father figure. He'll look after you. You know he's going to be in good hands. And
something that we're both missing in our life.
He might have lost on the pitch yesterday, but not just Reading, the footballing community won off it yesterday. And I think that you saw the reaction, absolutely delighted for everybody associated with that football club. And it made me smile. And Reading will be happy, they can go again. Maybe it was a bit too soon to go up. Maybe you look at it and think, you'll be thinking, yes, I'm disappointed. You look at the wider picture, you've got an owner now in place. You can reset again, go in the summer and reset. Have a look in January. How are you? I'm absolutely delighted with everyone at that football club. And buzzing for Reading. And hopefully next season, the players will stay loyal. And you can add a few additions, because I already think that Reading midfield, the strength you've got in the squad is at least a top 10 one, and scary to think if you can add just a few more bodies to it.
Yeah. I would like to agree with your sentiment, Ben, about being happy for Reading. That they've finally got their ownership sorted. I think anything would be better than Dai Young, wouldn't it? I think at this point, Dai Young's done some horrible things, taking money out of the club. Look, he's put £200 million of his own money in, but the way that he spent it, in terms of the team are punished, aren't they? Points deductions, embargoes. You can't run a football club like that, and the people that suffer are the fans, and they have been struggling, haven't they? The supporters. I know a couple personally. They've hated going to the select car leasing stadium, or the Madstad, over the last couple of seasons. But finally, some good news that Rob Coe, I agree, he's not going to splash the cash. He's not going to be throwing all the money at it that maybe Reading fans would want him to do. But I think he's going to be, like you say, he's going to look after it. He's going to make sure that they're paying the players and paying the staff on time. He's going to make sure that they're not under an embargo. They're not going to have the biggest budget in the league, but they're going to be in the league. And I think when you are Reading, considering what they were facing about 3 weeks ago, that is an achievement within itself. So yeah, look, really pleased for Reading. Obviously, gutted for the fans the way they went off the pitch on the pitch yesterday. I just think Reading have put so much energy into this season in focusing mentally on trying to stay in a race like that. Famously, they put so much effort in, Ben, into not thinking about the outside noise, and to playing the football like they can do. And they had one of the best players taken from under the feet with Sam Smith. And look, it's a real shame that they didn't get there. But like you say, maybe it was too early. Maybe we need a Reading that can be backed in the transfer window. We need Noel Hunt to see what he can do in a transfer window and bring in their own players, where they're not having to rely on the young players, because this is a Reading team they've given maybe like 18 or 19 senior debuts out this season. Or over the last couple of seasons. Reading with a budget will be scary. Knowing how good they are at home, that support will be there now that Dai Young's gone. We can't discredit, as good as it is for Reading, the ownership. We can't discredit Barnsley, a great away performance, which I'm sort of wondering where that's been all season from Barnsley. That sort of performance against a team chasing the playoffs. They've been good away from home all season. But yesterday surprised me. I think it surprised us both, Ben, to be honest. They are the epitome of bipolar, Barnsley, aren't they? 1 minute you're in the good books, 1 minute you're in the bad books. And yesterday was a very good day for them. Davis Keeler-Dunn, outstanding. Humphreys, very good. But it's not happened enough this season for them. And ultimately, they've finished 12th. Which, I know obviously Fowler would have been disappointed with that at the start of the season. Considering they were going to get 100 points, 100 goals. But next season,
every year.
Yeah, next year's a year, in it can. But yeah, no, a good win for them. It's good for them to end. However, I do worry about their long-term prospects under Conor Hourihane, because I'm not a big fan of that.
I agree with what you're saying. I think it's got potential to work. Young coach, a bit like Mousinho at Portsmouth, a little bit as well. If he gets backed. For me, you had two centre-forwards to that squad, and maybe another midfielder and a defender. And yes, that's quite a lot when you think of the bulk of the team. It's 4 players, and I mean good ones. They're not that far away. They've got a good core there. I don't think we need to get rid of 18 players here and bring in another 20. I think that it's probably a job of 7 or 8 in, 7 or 8 out. That's what I think it is. I think it just needs a
you
massive...
think they'll keep Keeler Dunn?
I do. I really do. I think we'll see how it goes in January. 25 goal contributions, by the way. Only Charlie Kelman with 26 has been involved in more League One goals in Barnsley's Davis Keeler Dunn. 18 goals, 7 assists in 41 games for Oatwell. Lucky won at Oatwell on the start of the season. He struggled to win since there. As a Barnsley player, that says volumes. Brilliant victory for them. They won 17 times this year, so there is a base. There is a really good base there. But for me, they've lost too many games. And you can say, yes, they've won 17 games, but they've still lost a lot. Lost 19 games. You cannot lose 19 games in a season, because then you are 57 points worse off before you even start. Do you know what I mean? You're literally down to 27 games, which is a possible of 81 points. Barnsley then probably going to need to win 26 of them to get in. It's not going to happen. You've got to ask. Just give us a minute, Tom. We'll get to your game soon. Next up,
on him. Oh, is this the Wrexham fan?
He loves you, mate.
Hello, Mucket. Hope you're well. I understand you've been waiting to talk to me.
We'll go for Wycombe against Stockport now. Stockport in the playoffs, in fine form, and they started the season well, hit a bit of a dip, but since January they've been absolutely fantastic. Stockport have won 7 of the last 8 games, and they've actually scored and conceded in the last 5 games as well. 9 away victories this season as well. They could have had Wycombe in the playoffs in different circumstances, but a win there at Adams Park was a massive win for them and confirmed a home leg in the playoffs. Everybody wanted Wycombe. They've got Leyton Orient, who are the weaker team in the playoffs because they finished 6th in inverted commas.
Disagree.
Inverted commas, because they are 6th. I know, I disagree, but in inverted commas, they are the weaker team in the playoffs. But they're not. They are the team that you quite like to get away from. Leyton Orient, I think that they both won 1 each, didn't they? Leyton Orient lost to Stockport in that really good run, 1-0 at Brisbane Road. But 25 victories of the season, 12 draws, 9 defeats. Lost 9 times this season. Only Wrexham and Birmingham lost fewer games when they finished above them. 5 points off Wrexham. And they had a bet. They look at the run, winning the last 3 games when it doesn't really matter, when you've confirmed the playoffs. Just shows you the levels. One thing I think I say about Stockport is they had Louis Barry at the start of the season, and they've got really good quality in Tantan Alafe, Ollie Norwood, Kyle Wharton, Collar, Fraser Horsfall, Abu Torre, Corey Adai. You can go. Callum Connolly's a solid League One player as well. You can Lewis Bay got into team of the season as well. They've not had a massive standout player. Leyton Orient, Charlie Kelman, Birmingham City, the old squad, Wrexham, Smith, Lee, etc. They've just had a load of 8s and a load of 9s out of 10. Dave Challenger's an 8 or a 9 out of 10. He's not flashy. He's not the most exhilarant. He's not the most in your face. He just gets the job done. To never finish out the side of the playoffs in 14 seasons as a manager in a full season is phenomenal, and is testament of what a good manager he is. Yes, they've spent money, but they've done it the right way. 87 points, Stockport in the playoffs. Do you fear them? Do you think they could get to Wembley?
I think Stockport are a banker to get to Wembley, and I apologise to Leyton Orient. I think they're a banker. Yeah, I do. Stockport this time of the season, we've said it so many times, Ben. They're just so good at winning. And Dave Chandler has been through playoff campaigns, longer playoff campaigns than this one, because he would have gone through the National League campaigns where they've had to play extra games. He knows how to get teams over the line, and I think that has to be said for something. Admittedly, he's not maybe done it at this level previously, but you look at the way they finished the season third. I didn't think Stockport were going to come third this year. What he's done with losing Louis Barry and turning them into an absolute monster of a team. They were previously, when they came to our place in October, they would play it through Louis Barry and hope for the best. Whereas now they've got Fevrier, who looked £1 million player the other week when we went there. You've got Norwood in midfield. You've got Tanto Alafe, Carl Woolton, who is an absolute handful for every single defender in this league, no matter who they're playing against. They'll know they've been in a game playing against Carl Woolton. So they've got so many threats from all over the pitch. You've got Will Collar in midfield. You've got Ethan Pye and Brad Hills at the back. Torre as an overlapping wing back. They've just got so many threats. They're so difficult to stop. And once Stockport get going, they don't stop. And history has shown that over the last couple of years, getting promoted. They are an extremely good and dangerous side. And the way they finish this season, I'm not surprised at all. Dave Challoner is not a stickler. He pretty much, he says it as it is, which I think a lot of people respect. He goes gun-ho, and he did yesterday against a Wycombe team who they didn't fear. They've not feared. They've beaten Wycombe, who were apparently in the top 2 race. What, they beat them 5 they lost 5-0, didn't they? And they've beaten them 3-1 on their own patch. So I think Stockport are a shoo-in for the playoff final. I think, if you want me to give my opinion, Ben, we're looking at a Stockport Charlton final. Is what I think is going to happen. I'd like for Parmex, obviously, I'd like Leyton Orient to do it. But I just think this Stockport team have got other levels. And I think defensively, they keep them out at the other end as well. So, they're an outstanding football team. They're an outstanding fan base. They've just got levels. We went there the other week, and I told you when I came out, like that second half, outstanding. Genuinely, like one of the best teams that I've seen Lincoln play all season. And I include Charlton, I include Wrexham, and I include Birmingham in that. So free flowing. Look, it was a great result yesterday, and I like the fans. You see them doing the conga outside in the away end. Really good scene. So, go on, Ben. You clearly want to jump in.
No, go on, carry on.
No, I think Stockport went to the playoff final. I do. I really do.
On Wycombe, Stockport brilliant. Again, great performance, and they've been a delight to cover this season. And you almost feel when they're going to slip up, they don't. They've got a solid League One squad. I think Brad Hills is up there in the top 10 best signings of the season. From Norwich. I thought last season I saw bits of him at Accrington Stanley. Geographically local to myself, so you kind of know players in and around your area. And I said I thought he'd go to a progressive League One football club, and I remember having a chat with you saying Lincoln should go out and sign him. And I get a call in January saying you're nearly going out to sign him, and then he ends up at Stockport, which at the time they're in around the playoffs. He's just been in around Accrington Stanley, so it's not too far away from there as well. But it's been a great move for him, been a great move for Stockport. For Wycombe, they've lost the last 3. Obviously, no Cameron Humphreys is a big loss for them. They've still got a good squad. You look at Simmons, Lowry in midfield, Lee, he's a good player. Reach is experienced as well. McCleary on Udimia, Udo. These players are good players. And you bring in, the likes of, Sam Vokes, Kieran Sadler on. They are good players. Obviously, Coney yesterday as well. So you take those players out of the team, they are. One thing on Wycombe, I will say is, and when they were doing well at the start of the season, everybody said they'd fall away. And they weren't looking at the squad. In my eyes, I think Charlton, what? Tough place, Charlton. Massive place to go and get a result. Not just because they're a good team. Same with Stockport. Leyton Orient is in a similar boat as well. Reading, Bolton, Blackpool are in the same boat. I think because of the size of Wycombe, sometimes that limits you. And you almost feel, when are they going to fade away? They just look at the size of 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 home supporters, and you feel it's a bit easier to go there and get a result. And I know that means absolutely nothing. And I'm an advocate of fans do not win games of football. Quality of fans and the way they can make it hostile for you, the way they play the part will make a difference. Bradford did it yesterday. They shot the ball into the net. Lincoln did it a few years ago against us, and these are...
From an offside position?
No, I'm more thinking that he probably shouldn't have been on the pitch because he was too good for League One at the time. So that's my excuse.
Oh, Joey.
Yeah. No, I was thinking more the Scully one.
Oh, he was too good for the league. You're right.
But anyway, so I do worry about Wycombe. I really do. They've lost the way, and they were being good defensively, but I think Charlton are an apps. Look, I think it's a banker, but one thing I'll say about Wycombe, when everybody writes Wycombe off, Wycombe deliver. I think everybody wrote Wycombe off in the playoffs against Milton Keynes a few years ago. I think they won 2-0 at home and lost. I was actually at Stadium MK where they lost 1-0. And they dug it out. They found a way to get through the game. But that was underage for a different group. I just feel like Wycombe might just do something funny in the playoffs.
You think Wycombe? You really?
I don't think they'll win.
I've seen that comment. I've seen that comment, Alex. I'm going to ignore it.
I think because it's Wycombe and who they are, it's in their DNA of the club size. And now that the season's done now, it's a 3-game season. Doesn't matter what you do. If you're perfect for 270 minutes, you'll go up. If you are perfect.
Hold on. I'm just going to put a cigar in to complete the look. Does that work? Now then.
Is this the way to Amarillo?
I'll tell you where it is the way to. Prison, if you're acting like that. Yeah. You like Wycombe, do you? I don't know. I think the way they've ended the season, and I don't
like them. But one thing I'll say is,
I think it's similar to Bolton. I think they're in a similar boat to Bolton last year, where they've been chasing top 2 all season.
I get that.
And they slip up, and you see teams do it all the time. I think in the champ, if you look at the league above, Sheffield United, I worry about them going into the playoffs because they.
I get that. One thing I'll say about them, Wycombe, I think tight pitch, who they are, small stadium, and I think that sometimes has been their objectory. They're kind of holding them back a little bit. But I can just see them. There's no pressure on them. Everybody's writing them off. Whereas before, everybody was talking about them. All the pressure was on Wycombe. And when the pressure's on Wycombe, they struggle. I feel they're a type of club that struggle in those situations. All the pressure is on Charlton going into that game because they're a massive football club. And in my eyes, I think Charlton win the playoffs. I do. I just think Wycombe will cause Charlton a few. I don't think it'll be 4-5-0 like it was because he battered them 4-0 a few weeks. It's not gonna be like, I don't think it could be anything like. I think Charlton will win the game, but I think it'll be very, very. I could see extra time and penalties here. I think that the way Dodd sets, if Wycombe go 1-0 up and take a lead back to the Valley, I think that it's made very, very difficult.
Oh, massively, yeah, of course it is. But I think Charlton have got the threats from across the pitch to break that Wycombe team down, even at Adams Park. I mean, you look at their record at Adams Park since Mike Dodds has gone in. It's not been outstanding, is it? They've won a couple of games at home by 1-0. They've not put teams to the sword like they did under Bloomfield. So, if I'm Charlton, I'm licking my lips thinking about coming up against this Wycombe team. Especially the threats that Charlton have got pacing behind. I don't think Wycombe deal with pacing behind particularly well. You're talking about Sonny Bradley, not massively quick. Caleb Taylor, big lad, clangy legs. So I think he'd struggle to turn around quickly. So I think Charlton are perfectly set up. But I don't know. Like I say, Ben, for me, it's the mindset with Wycombe. I wonder where the mindset is. And it's the same, Ben, in the league below with Walsall. I really fear for how they're going to get on based on how they've got up. What are you looking like that for?
I'm not. Sorry.
Who are you texting? You're not texting.
I'm not texting. I've got my notes. I've lost my notes for the next game.
Yeah. Look, I think even if Charlton was somehow to go 2 goals down to Wycombe, I think Charlton would beat Wycombe at the Valley by 3 clear goals.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay, fair play.
Where are we going now, Ben?
We'll go to where we're at now because my running order on me.
We've done 3 games and we're 40 minutes in, so it's going well.
Are we? Oh, brilliant. To be fair, the last 6 games are pointless, to be fair.
Good work.
We are 3 games in, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Next up, Charlton. Speak about Charlton. They beat Burton yesterday in
They did.
victory over the Brewers.
Rastaman.
We're Burton now, but now we're staying up. Go on the Brewers. Charlton Athletic have lost one of our last 8 games against Burton, winning 5, drawing 2. You're in the playoffs. David thinks they'll win the playoffs. I'm in agreement for them. They last lost at home on the 3rd of December. Been outstanding since then. They've lost 4 games since the 4th of December, all away. Can you tell me the 4 teams that they've lost away at, Jake?
Where Charlton lost away from home. They lost to Birmingham away.
Yeah.
Where have Charlton lost away? They won at Bolton. Did they?
Last week.
Eh?
They lost last week away.
Oh, did they? They lost
last week, son.
They lost away at Reading.
Not in the 4.
Oh, I don't know.
Who did they lose last week to?
Charlton.
Yes.
Should I know this?
It was last week.
Who did they play last week?
Who got promoted?
Oh, Wrexham. Yeah, Wrexham.
And Rotherham.
Hold on. No, let me tell you the last one. I want to tell you the last one myself, right? Peterborough. They got beat by Peterborough. 3-0.
I've just told you that. I know, so yeah.
No one told me that. Who's told me that?
Great victory for them. For Burton Albion, their fans couldn't care less. We're in League One next season. How selfish. But David, I get you in League One. Have a good time. Dear Lord David, what a sad little life. Enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it like a dumping truck. And you as well. Enjoy League One. I hope it makes you very happy.
I'm not enjoying it.
You ruined my life just so you can be in League One.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What do I say to that, Ben? Yeah. Well, Burton got their first penalty in what felt like forever yesterday. After
they not had a pen. I don't think they've had a penalty
all season
for like 2 years.
For how long? Sorry,
Well,
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Your voice is going, mate.
I know it's because you're in the way. Yeah, December 2023. Yeah, it was good to see them go ahead. But they felt the wrath of Charlton, didn't they? And that's a pretty fierce wrath to deal with. Matty Godden, outstanding. A goal for my mate Alex Mitchell. So well done, Alex. Proud of you. Congratulations. But yeah, they're going into the playoffs. I know they lost to Wrexham the other week, but they're going into some decent form. At home, like I say, they're fancying themselves. Burton, it was a game which it didn't mean anything after Tuesday. A great atmosphere after the game on Tuesday. I'm not sure if you would have watched the game, Ben, but afterwards, when we got into went into the players' lounge and with Gary Bowyer, Tom Davidson, and the players, it was the vibe was just immaculate. It was. I'm not going to say the Burton players were maybe a little bit drunk for this game.
I said it was a bank of a chance to win that,
but they were a little bit. They'd maybe been on the Guinnesses, JJ. But yeah, no, it was. I don't think they were particularly too fussed about that. Yeah, good win for Charlton. Burton are staying up in League One again. A fantastic achievement from Gary Bowyer. We've just done our League One team of the season, Ben. And if I did it on Twitter the other day, but if you had to ask me for a manager, I'm torn between Dave Challoner and Gary Bowyer. I'd put them in as a management team. One can be good cop, one can be bad cop. But yeah, Gary Bowyer, the way that he's turned them around, the way that he's got them playing, outstanding achievement from all involved. So congratulations, Burton. We'll see you next season. Charlton, I hope you guys go and win the playoffs. I do. Great football club. Nathan Jones has got something going there. And Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, mate. They're just outstanding, aren't they? I've just seen Steve and Jack have just uploaded their vlog, so I'll be going and watching that later on, making sure that's good. Good to meet Steve and Jack, by the way, the other day. So thanks, David. Yeah, it was good. It was fantastic. It was a good win for Charlton, and a good day was had by the Burton fans. I think you've seen the bananas doing the conga through the concourse and round, and Rastamen, David, Ollie, and Lucas having a good time. But yeah, no, a good day in the capital for them. I believe, Ben, Burton bought the most shots in the designated away pub. So congratulations, Brewers fans, on drinking your heart away. Congrats.
Good lad. Lincoln 0, Wrexham 2.
Move on.
Can I just ask you? Sorry.
Move on.
We need to stop flashing. 3 points for Wrexham for a team that got found out that wasn't good enough for League One.
Correct.
Didn't have any top end League One players.
Agreed.
Wrexham Football Club win the league. Well,
Nick, you see, you're too close to this, mate. You is your nose red or blue? You need to decide.
Blue. 2 points a game, 92 points. Second in the league.
Yeah.
Back to back. Phenomenal achievement. Was you wrong?
Next question. Look, I think, and I had a good chat with Matt from the Racecourse Ramble this week about Wrexham, and my perspective very much changed after that, because Wrexham are a club that have been through similar struggles to us. They have been in non-league, signing players for bibs and for balls, and now they've got a bit of money, and everyone's sort of... I wouldn't say I'm jealous of Wrexham. I'd say I'm envious of Wrexham. I want what they've got, but I wouldn't change it for what I do have. So I'm envious of what they have. I still stand by the point where I won't apologise for my comments on Wrexham, not at all, because I'm on here to have an opinion. And at the time, I thought it was valid. Paul Mullin, Ollie, they were going into a League One season with Paul Mullin, Ollie Palmer, Jack Marriott, and Stephen Fletcher as centre forwards. I still stand by that none of them are League One level. I God forbid what they do when they have to get rid of them. They had to bring in Jay Rodriguez and they had to bring in
Sam
Smith. They are top end League One players. Sam Smith maybe more than J Rod. I think you good players this year. I said this to you, Ben, earlier. Barnett, good first half of the season. Anonymous second half of the season. James McLean been okay all season. I may be making a mistake on Cleworth. Matty James, I think it's been good enough. Ollie Rathbone, I think it's been good enough. Okonkwo, I think it's been good enough. But apart from that, I still... Longman. But I think the thing is with Wrexham, Ben, is that they are just a
joke, by the way.
That is a joke. But it was always going to happen.
I can name you 40 strikers that have a better season than
them. Yeah. Bailey Calamatri would be one, mate, and he's not in that team this season, is he?
No.
Exactly. So, look, they beat us, right? And fair play to them. I thought their fans yesterday were amazing. Fair play to them. 1,800 of them. Absolute full voice. They were great, and I love the fancy dress, and I loved how it was a party. Personally, I'm getting a bit sick of watching teams having a promotion party at Central Bank. I'm fed up of it. Hopefully, it's us next year.
I get jealous.
But fair play to Wrexham, right? Fair play, right? They've got promoted. They've had a great day out. They've won a game of football. In terms of the game of football, game of two halves. Right, I think you look at the stats. I think any Wrexham fan who's maybe sees down a little bit down the middle would say that first half we maybe should have been 2 or 3 goals up, missed the chances. Wrexham going at half time. That's not good enough. Play how you normally would play, and therefore they went and scored 2 goals. They had two chances, scored 2 goals. They were good. They were clinical, and that was the difference yesterday. We didn't take our chances. Wrexham did. They win the game. I don't think there was a massive difference between the two of them.
He did a really good goal, didn't he?
I I don't think there was a huge difference between the two teams. Wrexham took the chances and we didn't. That was about it, mate, to be honest. It wasn't a thrilling game. Our players look on the beach. Their players are on the beach. They're already promoted. So, but I will give credit to Wrexham fans. I thought they were outstanding. They were.
Wrexham nearly National League North 6-7 years ago. And they would have
in the where, sorry?
National League North.
No, they weren't. Wrexham weren't in the National... Stockport were.
I said they were nearly in the National League North.
Oh, you said they were in the National League North.
I said I meant they were nearly in the National League North. And they were very fortunate not to be there. They'd have been a long time ago if it wasn't a man called Jamie Vardy. It's as simple as that.
Oh, there we go.
Fleetwood. Not. He's a reason. And everybody raised about Birmingham's 111 points. I know it's 2 divisions lower, but they got 111 points, Wrexham, 2 years ago. And in the space of 3 years, they've transformed the football club. And I'm a big advocate of whatever town or city you support. It's nice to see people happy. It's nice to see people enjoying themselves. And Wrexham supporters get brandished as tourists, and only there was a massive fan base there before they took over. And it's a football club that has deserved a bit of success, and they've had it. People are jealous. People are jealous of them. They're not against Wrexham. People are jealous of it. The people of Wrexham have come together, and so good to see what's happened to the town. And it's made the footballing league pyramid stronger. Yes, it's annoying that it's not your club, and it's annoying when people buy divisions and stuff. But it's football. At the end of the day, it's money's game, unfortunately. And the game we once loved is slowly dying. It really is. I watched the Premier League game for the first time today, and I quickly realised that's why I don't watch it. There was 3 penalties for Newcastle given. Only 1 got given in the end. And it's like, do you know what I mean? And it's so good to see the people of a football club happy. That's one thing I will say.
Absolutely.
One question on Lincoln.
I enjoyed
Are you positive going into next season?
You what, mate?
Are you positive going into next season? By the way, this is a 2 hour. Do you remember when you said before about we're struggling? It's a 2 hour live show. I've just remembered.
Oh, but no. Come on. Not tonight. Playoffs.
A playoff, a 2 hour show on 4 games.
Yeah, we could probably smash that. Am I positive going into next season? God, if it wasn't for Sue, I'd probably say yes, based on the conversation that we had. But I'll say yes. I think we've got some good players coming back. Rob done very well at Doncaster. JJ's done very well at Burton. They'll come back. Whether we are able to sign any of the big names, whether we can keep Ethan, I don't know. Unlikely. Whether we can keep Pordy, unlikely. I don't know. It'll have to be a rebuild. They'll have to bring in some more players. But we'll have to wait and see what the summer holds, mate. Yeah, because of so I have had all my optimism drained out. I mean, I'm now very much looking forward to the season finishing and not coming back for a while. So, yeah, look, it's disappointing. We're going to lose it.
What's up with you?
Eh?
What's up?
Oh, just some things that you hear. Do you know what I mean?
About the club.
About the club and the way that the way that the club is.
One thing I'll ask you, and you told me this the other day. I won't go into details about it. You win nuggets in and around the football club, and I'm the same at my club. Do you think sometimes that's ruined
the experience?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was young, I always go back and think of my favourite moments and seasons. The Rosler season, I didn't really understand football for what it was. Just my first year, I never understood what goes on really day to day. I just thought, well, they train and they win and they lose, and that was all my experience. I didn't think about players could be unhappy, or this player could be kicking off, or this could happen at any given time. And I loved it. Ever since, I've struggled to really love it. The game that I fell in love with. Do you think that might be one of the issues?
Yeah, I think knowing too much can hurt sometimes. You have a picture in your head how you imagine football works out, and when and the reality of it isn't like that. It's nothing like what you thought about when you were a kid and when you were growing up. So, look, it's a real shame. But yeah, I do agree. I like knowing because it's always good to know, isn't it? And to provide context to your points whenever you're talking on things like this or on our podcast or whatever. But then it does ruin the surprise. It does ruin the not the love for it, but it does make you it changes the way you think about situations, doesn't it? It changes your opinion on people, opinion on players. Yeah, look, it's a shame, but I'm just looking forward to not thinking about it now for 3 months. Lincoln ain't got to stress me for 90 days until the EFL season's back. I don't want to think about it. So yeah, it's sad, and I'm not. I normally would say that I'm looking forward to next season, but I genuinely don't know if I am. So, but I would be on the pitch, obviously knowing what I know, like you, Ben. Sometimes the optimism for next season, it will be nowhere near where I am. Sorry, Florrie. Sorry, I'm playing with my glasses. I'm not used to having glasses on, so look, I don't know. It's a shame, but oh well, mate. It's only football, isn't it? It's not the most important thing in the world. It's not like I dedicate my entire life to it.
Yeah. Well,
it's not where all my wages. It's not like it's where.
Tell you what, wait to kill the mood, Jake.
Who's cutting onions?
Wait,
I told you.
Years ago, we're all buzzing. Yeah, mate, I'm in League Two. I'm buzzing. I wanted in. Look, I get what you mean. You get to that stage of the season with everything. If you do journalism, if you cover a club, I don't get what anyone says. I think when I was younger, I used to hate the season ending because it was change and look forward to the next one. You get ready for a break, don't you? You get ready for a refresh. Talk about different. And look, in 6 weeks' time, 8 weeks' time,
we'll be back.
You start getting excited. And then there's that month period with nothing, and then you think, July gets there, and you get a bit of a taste for it. Yeah, absolutely. Football's a brilliant game. It brings people together, but it can also ruin your life. I think one thing I'll say is moving on to the next game is sometimes be careful what you wish for. And I will be honest and hold my hands up and say I've been that in the last 2 years, 3 years. I wanted excitement. I wanted excitement this year. Last year we got relegated when I wanted a bit more. And I look at Bristol Rovers, who lost 4-1 away at Blackpool yesterday, and I look at them and think bit like Fleetwood. For the change of ownership, and they've gone from a Custodian Bristol Rovers of Wales that, by the way, we talk about Coig before, Rob Coig. Wales was that for Bristol Rovers. He was an unbelievable custodian for that football club. And I'm not going to go too much into it because I did that last week. But he looked after it like you wouldn't believe. He looked after the supporters. You might not get the best of quality. They'll make mistakes. But he never once questioned he was doing a bad job. He'll make mistakes, but he'll rectify it. How do I get it better? He'll have the best interest at the football club apart. And he sold it to try and move it on. And these Abdul Latif, I think is a goal that Joey Barton keeps going on about, has come in and they flash money and the excitement. And I put Bristol Rovers, I think, 14th in my predictions. Or 14th. 14th, I think I put them in my predictions. And I said I thought that was quite nice. And I get hate for that. And that shows you where Bristol Rovers are at the minute. And you're unhappy about the way your football club is. You've got great owners. You ran the right way.
Absolutely.
You are run the right way.
Absolutely.
Your recruitment is bang on. You are losing money, but every football club are, but you're on the right path to identifying that. You've got sellable assets this year of some of the best players in the division in their positions. I think there's definitely 3, if not 4, very good sellable assets. Pawdy, Sean Rowan, Easton Arahan, just to name 3. Rob Street will attract names. Even John Von McCarmer will actually raise a few eyebrows this summer, surprisingly enough, as well. So you've got that. Just sometimes think, what have you got that's going right? Don't think about the bad. Think about the good. You've got a great community there. There's a buzz around Lincoln still. Yes, you've been mid-table in League One this year. It's a bad season for you. Bad season. It's not a bad season at all. It's a great season. Lincoln City, You
like I'm
hate
being
it.
lectured here.
You hate it because you're overachieving. I'm trying to cover Bristol Rovers in this as well. That you hate it because and every club are the same. My club are the same. Every club, you hate it because you're not continuing to grow year on year. You won't. Bristol Rovers want to grow year on year. They got relegated, and they've been dreadful this year. They've lost key players at key times. They sat Matt Taylor, which I thought was the right call. I really did. But they've been relegated and they're in League Two next year. And yes, they have a fan base that is unbelievable. But that fan base is the only good thing about our football club right now. The owners are poor. They've got no manager in place. There's no structure. There's no leadership there. There's no togetherness there. Players out drinking after relegation. I know they're only human, but that's not a good look at all. I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, for me, they're a shambles of a football club. And for Ben and, the Bristol Rovers supporters, I've had a laugh with you this season. I'm sorry if I've ever upset you, with the flash. I'm looking forward to playing you next season. I'm buzzing to play you next season. Bristol Rovers should be nowhere near. And yes, it was a dark day for them. It was a really, really dark day for Bristol Rovers yesterday. And they've took 1 point from the last 10 games. They've lost 9 games. They scored 5 goals in the last 10 games. Conceded 21 or 23 in the last 11. It's poor, isn't it?
It's awful. It's awful. I completely agree with the way that you're talking about them being ran. An absolute shambles. I mean, you look already. They've sacked Calderon today. They've released a retain list. I think you're talking about 15, 16, 17 players leaving the football club. Season's not even 24 hours dead yet, and we're talking about so many players leaving and a manager leaving with his staff. I think they're a mess. I mean, Matt Taylor's come out in more detail and spoken about it, hasn't he? In terms of that, he was being told who to play, and when a football club ownership gets involved like that, you're only heading one way, unfortunately. And Bristol Rovers, and I agree, we have had a laugh at a joke at their expense.
A little change in twang, then.
Rovers, sorry.
Talking about twang. Sorry to move on. Bristol City yesterday, when they were thinking about we got E-I-E-I-E-I-O. There's the accent, the rawness of the accent. You could tell it.
Yes. No, I completely agree. But yeah, it's a shame because there are fans of that club, like there are every single club in the country, and we won't make, we'll pity Shrewsbury and Crawley and Cambridge fans that travel up and down the country every single day, every single week to go and watch their football club. And there were, I think, 1,100 gasheads went to Blackpool yesterday, and sang their heart out, even though they knew they were relegated, which is some achievement. I mean, I couldn't imagine going to watch my club such a long way away from home, already being relegated. So, yeah, it's been a mess top to bottom. The chairman, the board directors giving George Friend a job as a director of football when he's never done it before. Replacing Matt Taylor, telling him who to play, getting rid of him and bringing a yes man, essentially, which is what Calderon looks like now. Yes, I'll play the team that you tell me to play. Yes, I'll do whatever you tell me to keep a job because I want to be a manager. And the players ultimately have not been good enough. I can maybe name you 3 or 4 players of that Bristol Rovers team that I think have actually tried hard this season. You're talking Chris Martin, Kofi Shaw. You may be talking Connor Taylor and probably Jed Ward. Apart from that, outside of that, hey?
Conte.
Yeah, but he's been injured, hasn't he? Look,
the big players. You think you lose your Spaniard, you lose Conte, you lose Martin, you lose Thomas Amatori.
It's difficult. It's a difficult situation. And Bristol Rovers, they'll fancy themselves because they are a team that get to League One quite comfortably. I imagine they'll do well in League Two next year, but they need this ownership sorting for the fans, for the supporters, because they need to go into the summer with a little bit of hope. And at the minute, they're going to the football under the current ownership. A bit like what Reading would have done if De Jong hadn't sold up this week. Going into the summer, hating it, resenting it, not wanting to go back whatsoever. I feel for them. I really do. And yesterday was not good enough at all. Look at the mistakes that lead to all the goals. It's just an epitome of Bristol Rovers away from home. I mean, to get 1 point out of 30 available, Ben, is, I won't say this lightly, I'm sorry, Sue, pathetic.
They've got 13 points away from home this year. Sorry, 12 points away from home this year. 1-3, drew 3, lost 17. To take over 1,000 fans to Blackpool, which is a long way away from their house. You're talking 400, 450 miles is absolutely phenomenal. It's absolutely out of this world, and it deserves the biggest respect ever. For Blackpool, great victory for them. Meant nothing, but I fear for them next season. I fear for them they're going to be a really good team next season. For the last time this season, Birmingham City call 1-1-1 as they end their time in Sky Bet League One. That just rolled off the tongue, that for the title. There you are. Birmingham City finished with 111 points, an average of 2.41 per game, at the most for a football league side outside of the top flight since Doncaster Rovers in Division 3 in 1946. Says a lot as well. Again, that's converted to 3 points a game, by the way, in that time. Birmingham have won 5 on drew 1 in the last 6, only conceded once in that time as well. 15 away wins on 15 away spins this season as well. One thing I will say, are Birmingham the best League One side we've seen in terms of points, results, intensity? Yes. Have they been the most enjoyable to watch? No. Have they been the most enjoyable? They've been enjoyable to cover, don't get me wrong, because I've loved those Birmingham
Followers.
Hello, boy.
Yes.
I'll take me out of to you. Thank you very much. And they've been absolutely out of this world. My most enjoyable season, and they didn't win the league, was Ipswich.
Because you and Alex Griffin, you had words outside the away end, didn't you?
No, I think that Ipswich were the most enjoyable, especially that last 15 games.
Oh, they were good.
Just because the way they play, the intensity, the
Did
goals.
You know, Ben?
But I think with Birmingham, I think with Ipswich.
Did you know we beat them? Did you know that?
Yeah, we beat them a couple of seasons ago as well. But I think that Birmingham, because I always thought they'd win the league from the very start. And I think with them is they've been great for 46 games. Ipswich were great for 25 games and turned it on like that. And it shocked everybody. With Birmingham, it's just been win, win, win. Never been off. You can never really get excited about Birmingham are losing. Birmingham are bottom. They've just been a constant drip of wins. And they've been absolutely fantastic. Some records, most points in the professional league, in the football league, obviously National League. Wrexham 111 points as well. Most ever wins in a professional league as well. And, most wins as well. Fantastic as well. They brought the football club back to life. Great victory for them.
Yeah. Sorry, Ben. Hold on. Let's roll.
In your own time.
Yeah, they're good, mate. Birmingham are good. And I thought it was very fitting. I know it's gone down as a Watts own goal, but it was the Duke, wasn't it? It was the Duke that got them over the line. A fantastic season. I agree with you about Ipswich. I thought they were probably the best team in terms of entertainment, but in terms of being ruthless and winning on a regular basis, you can't look past this Birmingham team. They will go down in the record books. Apart from Wrexham tried to make it all about themselves, didn't they, by saying, we also got 111 points in non-league, which I like the... did you see this on Twitter? The reply from Birmingham, I like that. Crossed it out and went 111 in non-league. So, yeah, look, this Birmingham team was special. They're a great group. They've got... I think what is way more important, Ben, than them winning the league with 111 points is they've made the people of Birmingham fall in love with the football club again. And they're always special teams, aren't they? I can't, you would have had teams, Ben, where, you perhaps distance yourself from Fleetwood, but this particular set of teams, this particular set of players have made you fall back in love with Fleetwood all over again. For me, it's the team of 16-17. I was a little bit disillusioned of finishing so in the National League pretty much every week. And then all of a sudden in comes Danny Cowley and the gang and completely makes you fall back in love with them again. So, this is what that Birmingham team are to the people of that city. They've got behind them. The support's been excellent. Everywhere they've gone, they've sold out away allocations, which is a nice change. And they've enjoyed it. They've played good football. Chris Davis has done a good job despite having all the money. they've recruited particularly well. They've recruited well for the league above, I think, Iwata and Paik and all these players that they've got. There's not a lot to say about them. They're well-worthy champions. They've won the league at a counter. They've not had the shock that a lot of people thought they were going to have. I don't think they've had it all their own way this season, but I think it shows you how good of a team they are, that when they don't have it their own way, they're back at it the next week. Sometimes you see a team that lose their way go and lose 2-3 in a row, or they drop points in 2-3 games in a row.
Yeah.
This Birmingham team didn't do that. They lost one. They went and won 5 in a row. Something. Or they went and were unbeaten in like 8 after that. So special team, great performance. Not vintage yesterday, but a good win away at Cambridge, who unfortunately we won't get to cover next year, given that they've entered League Two. Been difficult for Cambridge, isn't it? I feel like they hung on to Gary Monk for too long, and all of a sudden they're back in League Two. But the recruitment wasn't good enough. Putting Ryan Loft on a 3-year deal, whoever's idea that was deserves to be sacked, and he has been sacked. Under Neil Harris, I'm positive for them going into next season. I think he'd be one of the better managers in the league, alongside Paul Warne and Pete Wild, of course. I think he's got a good chance if they listen to him, if they recruit for him. I think Cambridge have a good shot at coming back up. I really do. I'm intrigued to see how Mark Bonner gets on in this director of football role. The same director went to Brentford. Ben Strang's went to Brentford, or has been at Brentford? That surprises me. But look, Cambridge, they'll be positive under Neil Harris. They've had some good performances since he's come in. They had a little bit of hope. But yeah, a disappointing defeat. I mean, even if they were in it on the final day, Ben, they were never really in it, were they? Because they were playing Birmingham. So
no,
unfortunately, Cambridge.
Lindsay comes back in at Crawley and gives them the bit of hope. I think he wins 5, loses 3, draws 2. Something like that. I think he wins 7 games out of his 15 in League One this season, and they actually win 3 of the last 4, at 10 points, a point away at Birmingham. Unfortunately, it's not to be. And you think about decisions that's gone against them. The Wrexham one for a foul on the Crawley man that finds a way in. But then you think about 4-1 up away at Exeter, they draw 4-4. You know, the amount of time they've been up in situations and falling down through naivety under Elliott more so than Lindsay. I think if Lindsay's there for the full season, he keeps them up, in my eyes. I really do.
Good.
46 points from 46 games, a point a game, is fantastic. They've done a lot better than people expected. Yeah, because they had 83 goals, got relegated. They've been competitive. They've never really felt they could stay up, or done like a Burton or a Northampton and really push themselves away. Or Bristol Rovers, you thought they could stay up at a given time. You know, Cambridge even had their false hope. But 46 points to win your last 3. Look, unfortunately, Crawley are where they are. They'll go down next season, be one of the most favourites. And Scott Lindsay said, why? Because we got promoted. It's exactly the same. They're not going to have the budget. They're not going to be able to compete financially. But they have Scott Lindsay, and when they've got him, they've got a chance. Great victory for Shrewsbury. Disappointing season. They got relegated, but they got the Michael Appleton for 2 more years.
Yeah, 2 managers going into a League Two campaign, like we just spoke about with Neil Harris, that I'm positively confident about them going into. With Scott Lindsay, yeah, they'll probably have one of the lower budgets in the league, but Scott Lindsay works wonders, doesn't he? He gets a group together, a bit like what Gary Bowie has done at Burton Albion. Yeah, I mean, yesterday was good, but they're playing without the shackles on, aren't they? They're playing with less pressure. They know they're already down. Yeah, a good win for them yesterday. Again, like Shrewsbury, like you say, Michael Appleton, a good coach. Whether he's had a good look over the last 9 games to see who he wants to keep and who he doesn't want to keep, who he thinks he can coach into a good League Two team. And if I'm a fan of either of these clubs, obviously given the takeover falling through at Shrewsbury, it's disappointing, but I think you'd still be positive going in with a manager of that calibre into League Two. I think League Two, manager-wise, is going to be quite strong next season. There's a lot of good contenders in there. So, yeah, disappointing for Shrewsbury season, like you say, a relegation. But I'm pretty sure under Michael Appleton, they'll feel confident they can come back.
Absolutely, yes. Make sure you drop a like. We're going to rattle through those games now. There's a few at the end that probably aren't worth too much of our time. Shrewsbury 2, Peterborough 1.
Shrewsbury, they played twice, did they, yesterday?
Yeah, they did. They still couldn't win. Yeah.
Shrewsbury 2, Peterborough 1, they still couldn't win. Well done, Ben. Never change, Ben.
I ran a marathon last week, by the way.
Oh, my.
It's still there, you know. I can run a marathon, but I can't move my medal from there to there. I can't be wrong.
What content award behind you? Did you win one of them?
No, I'll never win one of them again, mate. Believe me. Rotherham end the season well, winning 4 of the last 8, drawing 2, losing 2 in a 2-1 win against Peterborough. Odo with the quickest goal in the league this season. Sam Nom with a goal, and Humphreys adding a winner. Both of these sides want better seasons next year. Rotherham actually finished 13th on 59 points, so they actually solid end of the season, to be fair for them. Peterborough, miles off it. Ended the season quite poorly, to be fair. They went on a good run before the final, and after the final, started to struggle a little bit. Both sides just want the end of the season, and I've got it.
We're here. Hey, we're here. They'll be happy. Yeah, I agree. 2 poor seasons based on what they would have wanted to do at the start of the season. I think Peterborough, having lost the players that they did, they didn't quite, I think in hindsight, they didn't quite recruit anywhere near as well. Rotherham just went too early and went too big behind Steve Evans, which, what are you thumbsing up for?
Carry on.
Tell me now, what's going on?
It was Jakey Tom.
Right.
Carry on.
Yes, 2 teams, poor season. Pretty rubbish game yesterday. To be, I mean, we don't care, do we? There's no Rotherham or Peterborough fans in here that are particularly bothered about us. Our comments on either club. I don't see any posh or Rotherham fans commenting, so don't particularly care.
That is true, to be fair. Sometimes we must give like 50 minutes off. No one watches.
Yeah, honestly, there are some clubs that we cover that I just don't know if they have any fans that watch.
Let me know who you support in the chat. Just type the name of who you support. I know it's a small sample size, but who do you support?
I support Nappers. That's who I support.
I just put my legs and my knees. I remember asking someone once, right, who do you support? And they went, at work, support my wife and my kids, mate. Right, okay. Mansfield 3, Exeter 0. A good end to the season for Mansfield, who end the season in League One in 17th position, winning the last 2, finishing 17th with 15 victories, 60 goals scored. Not the perfect end of the season. There'll be worries there, but a great end of the season nonetheless in those last 2 games, scoring, I think, 7 goals in the last 2. Yeah, fantastic. And again, a decent season for them.
Yeah, they stayed up, mate. That was prime objective number 1, wasn't it, to stay up? And as much as I have my differences, I have to respect that they've been able to do that. Good start, rubbish middle, decent end, bit like a jam sandwich. Do you know what I mean?
Oh no, jam butty's good. Jam butty is good.
What a woman!
Oh, my favourite.
Your favourite lady called Anne Marie?
Well, joint favourite with Sue. I love you, Anne Marie. I love you very much, but I can't go with my favourite because in 3 weeks' time I'm getting cakes. Hopefully.
Yeah, Anne Marie. You'll have to come to a Lincoln game, Anne Marie, and I'm sure Sue will.
I love the way though, Anne Marie. You were nowhere to be seen 2 weeks ago. Nowhere to be seen. When James was a naughty boy.
I don't know Anne Marie, where were you on Tuesday night? I was expecting. Given the fact that your nephew gave me so much time, I thought I might have seen you there. But
JJ was a naughty boy last week.
Who was?
JJ.
He was, yeah, because he got sent off. What a sausage. Yes,
Thank you very much, Anne Marie. Really appreciate it.
She's a lovely lady. We'll have plenty of pints in London. Actually, we'll have some pints in Lincoln in a couple of weeks.
We're going on a night out, me and Jake.
Yeah. So, let me get my charger in. Hold on, Ben. So if you're from the Lincoln area, and in the chat, and fancy a night out, me and Nat Dog are going out in Lincoln. Commons isn't here, so I know he'd be up for it. But Sue, thoughts? Jovan will come out. bless him. He loves a drink.
Sorry. It's a butty. It's a butty.
No.
On the Wetherspoons app, it's actually called a bacon mutty. So if it's good enough for Wetherspoons, it's good enough for... It's called a balm. It's a balm.
Right, let's not have this debate on...
A balm.
Right,
what are you calling it? A bap?
I'd call it a jam sandwich, right?
No, what are you calling a balm?
Oh, a bab.
It's a balm cake.
It's not a cake.
It's not a cake.
You're saying that to pretend to be northern.
It's a balm.
It's a bab.
Chip balm.
It's a bab.
Well, it's a balm, but yeah, carry on. It's Jaffa cake, a biscuit, or a cake.
Look, Mansfield beat Exeter 3-0. Who cares? Well
exactly.
done.
It's the balm. Northampton 1, Wigan 1. Late drama.
Don't care.
1-1.
Move on.
Both
Don't
sides
care.
at the end of the season.
Well done.
Northampton get 51 points, stay in the division, end strong, 2 wins, 2 losses. Wigan, the same, fairly flat, but only kind of 5 points off the top 12 as well. Again, both teams will want end of the season. And for
There you are. Here we are, end of the season. Brilliant. They've got what they wanted.
Stevenage's point away at Bolton meant they finished 4 points behind Lincoln City.
Can I just let you know, Farley is sat on his bed right now in Manchester, I believe, watching, because he sent me a video.
Farley, go on the boy.
So, Mr. Farley, I know you
what do you think of the costume, Farley? Get a comment in.
I don't think he comments. I think he just watches. And I'm sure, I think what will happen
He's not worked that out yet, how to comment.
My phone will bing up with WhatsApp shortly.
I need adding to this group chat.
Eh?
I need adding to work to a
You need, in fact, I will add you, Nathers, because you'll be an advocate of telling him and Andy to pay up. Won't you? Won't you, Mr. Farley?
He's not stuck on a bet, mate.
He's spending my 20 quid in Manchester with the stats. The stats. What's he doing with the stats? Stats. That's going to make the Stevenage FC podcast Twitter feed. You know that. But yeah, a decent...
Look, what the boys? I love him.
Yeah, did you see his fancy dress yesterday, by the way?
Who did he go as?
Scotty Cuthbert. He went. I think he went to Scotty Cuthbert, an ex-player who's on the coaching staff, who's bold. Looked good, to be fair. So, yeah, good day, good point. Bolton, thank God. Oh God, Stefan Ortega's here, Ben. The second choice Man City keeper's just rocked up. Hello, mate. Hope you're doing well. If you can, I'd be surprised if he can understand me and Nappers. But I suppose he listens to John Stone, so maybe he can. So, yeah, good draw. Next game, or is that it?
That's it. Bolton won. Get a point. Last game, it's been emotional. We've still got to do another one for the playoffs. It's been emotional. I'd say it now before we get into predictions. Thank you, every single one of you.
Predictions. I've won, just so you know.
Yeah. Thank you very much for everyone's support this season on the shows, on the vlogs. Your support towards me and him from Lincoln. It is greatly appreciated. A massive thanks to my mate Jake for being fantastic all season.
Me?
Can we have a round of applause for Jake in the chat, please? For giving up his time, his energy. He's always enthusiastic.
Yeah, can we have a round of applause, please, people?
He gives everything to the show. He's lovable in his own right. His accents, his humour, he puts himself on the line at times. People might not like what he's got to say, but he comes out with it and he says it how he feels a lot of the time. Makes me look good as well. No, he's fantastic. I couldn't pick anyone else to do shows with. I've tried doing shows with loads of people in the past. Great people. Some people I can do shows with, some people I can't. Whenever I've done a show with someone else on League One, it's been good, but it's not been Jake. And there's reasons why shows haven't stuck, because there isn't a Jake figure there. Every Sunday, it's someone to get you through your shows. So, Jake, you are my joint best friend. I want to say that because Emma will kill me and shut my balls. And so I just need to rectify that. But you are my pal.
Thanks, mate.
That's a bloke. So thank you very much for everything, mate. Thank you for being you. And would you like to come back next year, mate?
I thought the retain list was coming out next week.
Well, we need to get a contract.
Yeah, we do.
Ah, yes, yes.
Guilty.
I love it. He gave crap to Oxford, right? Oh, good luck next season, League One. Enjoy it. What more do you co-host?
Luke, I thought we were friends. Luke, I thought we were friends. I've been mugged off.
Right, would you like to come back next season, mate?
Yeah, I'd thought so. Just I battered you in predictions, so I might as well do it again. I've won 2 bets out of 2 with you, and so I might as well make it 3 out of 3 and prove that I'm the GOAT.
But what? He said yeah. He wasn't meant to say yes. He wasn't meant to say yes. I wouldn't have anyone else. The camera, and I hope you enjoy it at home. You know, you might not get the best of analysis at times. You might be a bit, what are you on about? The cheese. It's us. We're just us. And me and him off camera are the same on it. Filtered sometimes.
No, it's a lot steamier off camera, me and you, Ben.
Right, okay. But yeah, it's an absolute pleasure. So thank you, all of you. Thank you, my heart, my soul, my desire, together as one. Thank you very much, as Bracknell would say. You mean a lot to me. Every single one that likes, that comments, that donates, that's a member, that supports us. I can't thank you enough. I don't often say it, but I want to thank you. You know, it's been a tough season in terms of content at times this year, and not knowing where videos are going to come from at times. But you've been a star. Fleetwood haven't been in it. I was worried at the start of the year, would it work still? It's worked like a treat. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Predictions, let's go.
I don't know the scores, but I've beaten you.
How many points did you get? Yes.
I don't know.
I beat you by 10 points yesterday, and the playoffs count still.
Wait, bear in mind, Ben, before I do the calculations for the weekend, I think I was like nearly 20 points clear.
No, you weren't. You were 10.
No, I wasn't. I'm 14. So if you've somehow got 14 points on me over the weekend, I'll give you 20 quid of my own money. After Farley pays me it, of course.
I have got some news on League Two shows. Hopefully coming soon myself.
But yeah, I will say. Go on.
I would love to do a League Two show next season. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. Jack's brilliant. I just didn't think it worked with 2 Fleetwood fans. Jack's brilliant to work with, and I wouldn't have anyone else. And Jack's brilliant to have on videos, but I wanted to go down a different direction. A bit like me and Jake are. And it was hard, very much back-to-back nights, took a lot of the time. So I'm thinking of trying to get League Two videos out there every week of roundups and stuff. So if you've got any ideas, any suggestions, anyone wants to come and meet with the ideas as well, I've just agreed to join a great League Two podcast as well, which I'm looking forward to next season as well. Carry on, Jake.
I wasn't saying that, mate. I was just enjoying it. Just enjoying the vibes.
Where can you watch what?
I think that was me and you being steamy off camera.
You tell me.
OnlyFans.
Yeah. But massive thank you for these donations. Kelly, I've lurked in most of the season, taking a minute to say thanks for the League One content. Kelly, you're a star. Thank you very, very much as well.
Appreciate that.
Stephen Reed, £5. Thank you for the donation. There's a Stephen Reed in Kerry, wasn't there? Who killed all those people. There's a Stephen Reed in Kerry last year, if you watched.
I don't know.
I'm a massive Corrie fan, mate. Yeah, Daisy's just left. Nick Jenny's money, 60 grand. Daniel. Oh, yeah, it's all happening. Tracy Barlow was kicking off last week at Cassie because she drugged Ken. Oh, it's all going off in Corrie land, mate. All going on. Corrie shows letting you on. Come on.
Corrie watch-alongs.
If you've got any questions, please get them in. Let's have a 10-minute Q&A. If you haven't already, please like. We've gained 150 subscribers in 24 hours. Go on, the boys and girls. Thank you very much. Yeah. And also as well, a massive dedication to Tony as well, that unfortunately would be here now. Do you know what I mean? He'd be having to go out of costumes.
Big time.
And that's what we want. Been very hard without him, but I know he's there. And yeah, he's got me through so many big moments this year as well. And that's very funny to say. So yeah, miss him very much. And hopefully he's looking on.
He will be. He's very proud, no doubt. I'm making eye contact with him now as well.
A picture of him now. Any questions? Get them in. They can be about life. They can be about what's my favourite meal deal, or what's our favourite place to go and eat. What's our favourite beer? Come on, get them in. Get live questions in. Are you still going to cover the greatest team to greatest League One next season? I'll do something.
Lincoln will be covered next season. Correct.
Ipswich will be covered next season. Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah, I'm going to do some championship content over on TikTok. TikTok. Thank you very much, Stephen.
Appreciate that, Steve-O. Good lad.
Ben and Jake, are you most looking forward to watching next season? New teams in League One and League Two.
Bradford. Can't wait to go to Bradford.
Massive congratulations to Bradford on the week before the anniversary of the 40-year disaster.
Yeah, correct.
Beautifully.
What did they do? Did they do a minute silence?
A minute's silence.
Did they lay a wreath or anything on the pitch?
I think they did, and they did a singing at half time where Chris Kamara came on as well.
Same as what we do. Yeah,
it was absolutely beautiful.
Correct.
Great club, brilliantly executed by Fleetwood fans as well. There's not often I'm very proud of my football club in recent times, but the way the Fleetwood fans dealt with that yesterday, I thought was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. And the way Bradford fans were, and when that goal went in, and I know you probably shouldn't bring football into it, I just think sometimes was it meant to be the 96th minute for those supporters that lost their life as well. I know it's a moment for you as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Bradford in there. Buzzing for Vale. I think Vale is a special football club. Doncaster as well, great. So I'm looking forward to them. I'm looking forward to Bristol Rovers in League Two myself and I'm looking forward to having 4 League One clubs of last season in there, 3 League One, to kind of be a bit more right. There's a few people joining me now. I know a few people. It's a bit like, I don't know, getting kind of pushed to a room, out your room from your mate, and then your other mates get sent out. So you're like, you got a bit of company now. Do you know what I mean? Of all being the naughty ones and the bad ones. So I'll go Bristol Rovers in League Two. I'm a Bradford fan and subscribed to your vlog this morning. Thank you very much, Stephen.
See you next season, Stephen. Can't wait.
A blue. I think they will. I think they are. Yes.
Yes, agreed.
Bristol Rovers gave us
Rochdale have got the best chippy outside of the ground. Rochdale.
Wilbert's chippy.
Yeah, right outside the way. Yeah, I never tried Ivan chippy.
Seeing Bradford in the City West Ham with their colours is going to be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be. Be emotional. Lincoln Bradford last day of the season, guarantee it.
Stephen Lewis, Birmingham fan, thanks for the awesome League One content again. Thank you so much, Stephen. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for being amazing. And thank you for supporting me. Thank you for everyone watching. Like, subscribe. I hope you enjoy it. PNFA, we should have gone down to League One. I thought you was going to do.
I was hoping it was going to be Hull, but never mind.
Go on then, Jake. What was your best home game this season?
Oh, Peterborough. 5-1.
Best away game.
Oh. Can I give you the best moment?
That's going to be a separate question.
Oh, okay. Best away game? What, this season?
Yeah.
I'm thinking Mansfield because we won 3-0. Local game. Sammy Klukas scored. But Burton was good on the first day of the season. Won it, David. I'll go for Mansfield, I think.
Best moment.
Tom Hamer's header away at Blackpool.
Well, I
got to be. Got to be. Hasn't it?
Well, you had the opportunity there to say, watching away at Huddersfield with you. Well, you
yes. Watching Lincoln bottle a 2-goal lead for the first time. Little did I know that was going to be the story of our season. So,
yeah.
What was your best moment of League One this season, Ben? Because we can't talk about Fleetwood because they're not relevant.
My best moment. I get excited with all the results when I'm coming home from games. So there's lots of moments for me. I'm going to go. Right, mate. I'm going to
Don't follow
go.
me.
I think, you know something? Burton meeting Huddersfield. Because I remember being at, where was I at? Was I at Chesterfield? I think I was at Chesterfield away. And I looked at the score and saw Burton 2-0 up. I was like, come on. And it got them out the bottom three. Because I was with David through all of that. I just felt his pain. And I remember messaging him in January saying, how many points you can get? I'm going to go for that. Because it's something small. But because I became friends with David over this season and I knew it meant a lot to him. And obviously him staying up against Cambridge and the Wigan game was the one that cemented it, but we knew before that. Yeah, I'm going to go for that Huddersfield game for me. That's my best one. My favourite game that I remember. I'm going to go for the Shrewsbury Crawley game was a great game, but it didn't really cover it because we didn't have a show the next day. You know something? I'm going to go for Wycombe away at Stockport 5-0. I think that was phenomenal at the time as well.
Either that or Tom Bayliss against Peterborough. Both free kicks.
Yeah. Blackpool, is that where you kept going? Ben's probably been on that tram. Ben's probably been here.
Yeah. Ben's probably eaten there before. Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's my favourite moment. Ham sandwiches.
Wow.
Right. Thank you all. Thanks for watching. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time, Jake. Should we go 2 weeks?
Yeah, to do the playoffs. I'm thinking about maybe going to watch I'm going to watch one of the League Two games. I'm torn between Chesterfield or Notts County.
Are they on Saturdays?
One Saturday, one Sunday.
I might see you there. I might arrange something.
Potentially.
Fancy it.
Yeah, let's do
right.
it.
Thanks for watching. Please like on your way out. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much. Thank you for your donations from Shane, from Sue, from Rockbusters. Thanks, Stephen Reed. Thank you to Anne-Marie. We'll always remember. Thanks very much, Kelly. Thanks very much, Stephen Reed again. And thank you very much to Stephen as well. Thank you very much for everyone that's watched, supported, liked. We'll be back for the playoffs, but almost importantly, back next season. Jake, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Jake, take me off to you, mate. Thank you very much, mate.
Let's get this off. I'll go in the shower.
Oh.